Even Beyonce needs, and and she needs forgiveness, and she needs saving. Like, we're not saying this is, you're attacking the thing that philosophy, because she is working in it. She's another person who needs freeing from it, because she's been told that is the only way to attain greatness for a Black person.
Mia has been at it again, blasting Beyoncé and claiming she's part of the philosophy that oppresses people and fellow artists. This has sparked a broader conversation about how, when it comes to Beyoncé and Jay-Z, most other artists seem to have only two options: bow down or bow out. Allegedly, one artist who has been forced to bow down over the years is Adele. Interestingly, it was Mia who spilled the tea about another artist who refused to bow down.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure, because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyoncé, because that's and enough is enough. I'm everyone now, and even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And bitch, when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. Oh, I didn't want to direct myself in the blood.
A few days ago, Mia went on another social media rant, this time criticizing Beyoncé and Jay-Z for dropping nearly $200 million on a home in 2023. She said, "I'm living in a town where the most expensive house is owned by a Black woman, Beyoncé, because she capitalized on this level of ignorance without people like me clearing things up. That's why I'm here to set the record straight. Money isn't everything, and everyone's spirit has been feeding into this machine, which keeps paying out. That's how someone like Beyoncé ends up with a $200 million house." This isn't the first time Mia has called out Beyoncé in recent weeks. Just before this, she expressed disgust at how artists like Adele seemingly have to praise Beyoncé to stay safe in the industry. To be fair, she does have a point. Over the years, we've seen countless artists go out of their way to praise Beyoncé. For instance, in 2009, Kanye West famously interrupted Taylor Swift at the MTV VMAs to declare that Beyoncé had one of the best albums of all time.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance to win a VMA award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. But Beyoncé had one of the best videos of all time. One of the best videos of all time.
We also know that the relationship between Kanye West and the Carters ended on a sour note because, according to Kanye, they stabbed him in the back. Remember how close Kanye and Jay-Z were back when Kanye released his third studio album, Graduation. He even included the track Big Brother, a song that praised Jay-Z as a mentor, colleague, and idol. They later collaborated on the album Watch the Throne, which sparked a global listening party across social media and led to a joint tour. Unfortunately, what Kanye saw as family, Jay-Z seemed to view as business. Their relationship took a bite, major hit when Jay-Z and Beyoncé failed to attend Kim and Kanye's wedding. Kanye was beyond furious, and in an almost 2-hour interview with Charlemagne the God, he confirmed that the tension between him and Jay-Z worsened after the Carters skipped the wedding. This moment marked a turning point in their friendship, exposing cracks that had likely been forming for some time.
You know, I was hurt about them not coming to the wedding. I understand they was going through some things, but if it's family, you're not gonna miss the wedding. And I'm not using this interview to put any negative things, but I gotta state my truth.
Kanye was also deeply disappointed when Jay-Z didn't check on his family after Kim Kardashian was robbed in Paris. He was so upset that, during his St. Pablo tour stop in Seattle, Kanye vented to the crowd saying, "Don't call me after the robbery and say, 'How are you feeling?' You want to know how I'm feeling? Come by the house, bring the kids by the house. Like we're brothers, let's sit down." To make matters worse, Kanye later revealed that he was hurt when Jay-Z and Beyoncé allegedly bought an award to block him from winning. According to Kanye, he wanted to present his video for Famous, But MTV informed him out of respect that Beyoncé would win Video of the Year for Formation, beating out Hotline Bling and Famous. This is why, allegedly, many artists feel pressured to avoid competing with Beyoncé. Even when others win awards over her, they often feel compelled to praise her publicly. Take, for instance, Lizzo, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, and many others who have showered Beyoncé with praise during their award acceptance speeches. Then, of course, there's Adele. At the 2017 Grammys, Adele literally broke her Grammy in half to dedicate it to Beyoncé. She had just won Album of the Year for $25, and while it was a big achievement, people found her emotional reaction puzzling since it wasn't her first Grammy. As she continued her acceptance speech, it became apparent that Adele didn't want to upset Beyoncé or the Beyhive. She tearfully said Beyoncé deserved the award for Lemonade and called her a lifelong inspiration for herself and other performers. In a dramatic moment, Adele broke the Grammy trophy in half and tossed a piece to Beyoncé, who was sitting in the audience.
So monumental, Beyoncé. It was so monumental and so well thought out and so beautiful and soul-bearing, and we all got to see another side to you that you don't always let us see, and we appreciate that. And all us artists here, we adore you. You are our light. And the way that you make me and my friends feel, the way you make my black friends feel is empowering, and you make them stand up for themselves. And I love you. I always have, and I always will.
People speculated that Adele was terrified after winning the Grammy, especially since Beyoncé was reportedly convinced she would win. Fast forward 6 years, and Beyoncé once again missed out on winning in the Song of the Year and Album of the Year categories. During that ceremony, Lizzo used her time on stage to thank Beyoncé and praise her music. More recently, when Jay-Z accepted a Grammy for his contributions to the music industry, he also brought up the fact that Beyoncé has never won a Grammy for Album of the Year, despite her immense impact and influence in the industry.
That doesn't work. Think about that. Most Grammys never won Album of the Year. That doesn't work. You know, some of you gonna go home tonight and feel like you've been robbed. Some of you made it robbed. Some of you don't belong.
You know who's tired of all these artists sucking up to Beyoncé? Mia. She has been very vocal about her disgust, particularly with how Adele praised Beyoncé during her Grammy acceptance speech. It's no secret that Mia is not a fan of the Carters, and she's been outspoken about the struggles she endured for refusing to be one of their lapdogs. For context, Mia shares a son with her ex, Benjamin Bronfman, whose father, billionaire Edgar Bronfman, owns Seagram Spirits and is the former CEO of Warner Music Group. Although the reason for their breakup is unclear, Mia has repeatedly taken to social media to accuse the Bronfman family of doing everything in their power to keep her from seeing her son, and she's even claimed that Jay-Z was involved. Up until recently, Mia had tweets on her page alleging this, but they've since been deleted. Whether the deletion was due to intimidation from the Carters or another reason is unknown. Thankfully, the internet never forgets, and screenshots of her tweets remain. In one post, Mia detailed her struggle to obtain a visa to travel to the US to see her son, writing in all caps, "Biden won't let me see my child. The longest processing time is supposed to be 2 months, and it's already been that. I have to wait until a Republican wins. Wow." She also revealed that her visa issues stemmed from stealing food when she was 18 and poor. Additionally, she claimed the custody battle was rooted in her outspokenness about peace in the Middle East, saying, "I've supported Julian Assange for 14 years and have been to the USA many times. The only difference this time is I called for a ceasefire and spoke out against genocide and ethnic cleansing. Now I'm forced to choose between my child and speaking up for what's right by God." Mia expressed outrage that the US government allowed her child to remain with a family involved in questionable activities while barring her from seeing him. She specifically referenced the Bronfmans' alleged ties to the NXIVM cult, whose leadership reportedly included 2 of Edgar Bronfman's cousins. Mia also accused Jay-Z of making her life difficult during her first custody battle in 2013 when he was managing her career. She claimed that the Bronfman family paid Jay-Z to sabotage her, which included burying her Matangi album. She explained, "I sacrificed my career for my child. They ripped me off, copied my style, gave it to their puppets, and shadow banned me on every platform. but it was worth it to save him from the madness you know now. Mia also alleged that Roc Nation cut off all communication with her after she was served with custody papers, and that her emails to Jay-Z asking for help were wiped from her inbox. She said her home was broken into, her laptop was stolen, and she was essentially trapped in Brooklyn under a court order that prevented her from leaving for 15 years. On top of that, Mia found herself embroiled in a legal battle with the NFL after she flashed her middle finger during a Super Bowl performance. While the matter was ultimately settled privately, reports claimed the NFL demanded $16 million in damages at one point. In 2018, Mia reflected on the case, revealing that Jay-Z had pressured her to sign a deal that would have left her broke for life. She told Huck magazine, "I was at Roc Nation at the time, and Jay-Z was managing me. The lawsuit was so ridiculous. It proposed they'd keep 100% of my earnings for the rest of my life if I ever made more than $2 million. Jay-Z was like, 'You should sign that ish.' And I was like, 'No.'" More recently, Mia resurfaced with claims that, after signing to Roc Nation, Jay-Z told her to get plastic surgery because she wasn't pretty enough. She also accused him of being a Satanist and claimed he pressured her to participate in blood rituals to sell records, something she adamantly refused to do. Lastly, Mia expressed her disgust at Adele's behavior, calling it shameful that someone like Adele would lick the Carters' behinds and even thank Beyoncé during her acceptance speech.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Roc Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyoncé because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And bitch, when she gets an award, she thanks Beyoncé. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself in swimming goop, in black goop, and like wear devil horns and sell a record. That. Or be a witch. Or be that. All of that. Fuck all of that.
Mia recently spoke with Jaguar Wright in an interview where she opened up about how the Carters allegedly tried to ruin her life. However, unlike other artists, allegedly including Adele, she claims she's not afraid of them. On the flip side, some people believe Mia needs to take a step back, arguing that her focus on Beyoncé and Jay-Z makes her seem obsessed. But does she have a point? Are other artists like Adele genuinely scared of Beyoncé? Let me know what you think in the comments below.